loosen up your sharp skills, because Chao Racing 2019 is on the air live from Buffalo, New York. And here's the man who's all hype for another exciting edition of America's favorite racing series, Mr. Brandon Shadings! Hello, Buffalo! We're waiting for an exciting edition of Chao Racing. And hello there, fans all. Welcome to Week 8's action of Chao Racing 2019. We hope you enjoyed this break from this past week, and we hope we did it too. Right now, Paul is going to tell us all about race number 1 of Week 8. So, Paul, you know the drill. Alright, Brandon, starting off this week's action is Trevor Harper battling against Norman Finder, Ethan Kingsley, who is the Hard-Hitting Master himself, and Buster the Javo. As always, our races are held on the yellow course, and it's best luck to the first 4 superstars this week. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, the first race is underway here in Buffalo, which is home to the Bills and the mind-setting falls of one of the Great Lakes of America. And right now in the 4 Chao, I'm going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And it looks like Ethan is dancing to the beat. And Norman Finder is going to have full control of this match, because Trevor and Buster were dancing to the beat with Ethan. And it looks like Norman's going to be heading for the water, as the first superstar to get speedburst on Week 8 is number 1. Who is way behind in the competition, and Trevor Harper might be paying off a shortcut. Yes, he did! Trevor Harper flew over the top of the hill, and now he takes command of the lead over the 4th opponent to the convoy. As number 8 takes speedburst number 2 of Week 8's action of the opening race. And right now, number 7 is getting left behind in the competition. And I think number 1 is starting for more, yeah? So he will join number 7 for the life, as the next speedburst point made by Ethan Kingsley, the Hard-Hitting Master, fans know and love. Trevor Harper is making his way towards the sapphire portion of the course. That's his cue to reach the wall and climb the wall. And it's number 8 who will get his second speedburst of the race, currently leading over the 4th to a Chao ahead of number 2. Right now, numbers 1 and 7 are battling for survival all the way back, and it looks like number 2 pauses for more, so he will drop down a couple of spaces as number 7 gets some help. And right now Trevor Harper has reached the top of the wall. Meanwhile, Norman Finder is getting tailgated by Ethan Kingsley for 2nd place, but it looks like Trevor Harper is going to win this one. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to catch up to Trevor Harper in a hurry. Next speedburst belongs to number 1. That makes it second speedburst of the race, and poor number 7 is getting left behind, and down it goes, steady for the count. And let's find out who will get the next command for us. It is Buster the Javo who will get the next command for us. Trevor Harper is making his way towards the finish line, and no one is going to catch up to him in a hurry. Trevor Harper is our winner, as Buster the Javo takes back the next years. Trevor Harper now has 3 wins up on his lead with the victory today. And right now, 1 in the 3rd Chao is Guerres. Numbers 1, 2, and 7 are all fighting for the life in the back. And the last speedburst of the opening race of Week 8's action in Buffalo will be made by Norman Finder. So Trevor Harper gets the job done. Right, Paul, he did a pretty good job this week. We'll also know how he will fare next week. Race number 2 is on its way next, following a word from this sponsor. And now, Paul, what do we say we do race number 2? I'm Warren Brandon. Race number 2 will feature the 2013 Masters champion, Shane Flanningham, the next generation superstar, Antonio Bennett, Ron Charter of the Loki Irish, and Ralph Dennis. Training is over and done with for the week, and the players are all shaped up and ready to go. So here we go! And right now on the 4 Chao, I'm busting for the rainbow path, trying to maintain some ground in the early run. The fans at Buffalo are getting the jewels up on their sleeve. but of course they're cheering on all of the favorite superstars too. And right now the coconuts are touching the ground from the palm trees. They are going to eat the fruit, and off they go. Rainbow and Shantae Curly leads by a few feet over Antonio Bennett and Shane Cunningham. And it looks like Antonio's going to be flying right at the side of the possible one. As number 2 went to Yowie toss with his face, and he flew over the bridges. Oh well. Poor number 7 is getting left behind in last place, but he is better to take the water. And right now, number 8 seems to be pausing for one, trying to maintain some ground in Yowie run. Number 7 trying his best to stay alive, and number 1 will against command of Speedless number 2 trying to stay alive, and Shane Cunningham will score the rest, so he will drop down a couple of places. Antonio Bennett trying to defend the lead over Rainbow and Shantae from the look of the Irish as he make their way towards the top of the hill. We'll get the next command SPS. It's Shane, the 2013 Licensed Champion. Shane Cunningham trying his best to catch up to Ralph Dennis for battling for 4th place. And right now, number 1 is getting left behind as we pass the 1 minute mark of this race. As he will have the next command SPS. Meanwhile, back with fun, we see Antonio Bennett starting to get tailgated by Rainbow and Shantae of the Lucky Irish. Antonio and Rod are battling for the lead up in front as they make their way towards the wall. Let's find out who will get the next command SPS, and that next SPS will be made by number 8. So he will lead number 7 in the dust. Yeah, number 8 got it. And right now, number 1 still really needs help from the crowd. He is going to need a couple more speedruns to get back in this one, and this is one of them. That makes his 2nd speedrun to the race. Back with fun, Antonio Bennett now has a little bit more room because, well, Rod is scored the rest. Next speedrun belongs to Shane Cunningham. That makes his 2nd speedrun to the race, trying to catch up to Rainbow and Shantae for 2nd place. Antonio Bennett is quickly making his way towards the home stretch, which is the rookie portion of the game, of course, with a big lead over the competition to come win, as number 7 fights for their life in the next command SPS. And right now, Antonio Bennett is rapidly approaching the finish line, and he does it. Antonio Bennett gets to go, getting the fail with a victory. So now he jumps to his 3rd win of the season. Now we followed by Shane Cunningham in 2nd place. As Ralph Dennis will close the SPS, and number 7 staying in the last place blues. Alright, Antonio Bennett gets the applause and approval from his fans. That's right, coming up, we got more exciting action for you. But first, have a look at this. And now, Paul, it's time for some more action from the defending champion himself. That's right, Brandon. Raymond Hill will be battling with Chris Schneider of the Classic Go-Getters, Danny Frazier, and Owen Justin for race number 3. Raymond Hill is 6-1 after 7 races heading into this week's race. He has a solid season during his 2020 Road to Repeat campaign. Will he get another easy victory this week? There's only one way to find out. Best of luck to the next 4 superstars on the quest for victory, and let's rock this place! Alright, the next 4 superstars are off and running. Raymond Hill trying his best to keep up with his momentum in the only one. He's trying to keep up with his hot streak this season, especially when he's the defending champion of the Chao Racing Universe. Right now, number 4, Chao going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Owen Justin is going to have command on the lead. Danny Frazier will have to push to battle with him with number 8 for 2nd place. And where is Chao be heading? It looks like Owen's going to be heading for the water. Danny Frazier will join him momentarily as the first superstar against Beatbus is Chris Schneider, who represents one half of the Classic Go-Getters, but he did do a lot of good stuff recently. Anyway, Raymond Hill is flying towards the river, and he makes his way towards the top of the hill with a shortcut. Raymond Hill should get an easy victory thanks to a shortcut, as Chris Schneider opens this one up with back-to-back spears at he leaves Danny Frazier snoozing left behind in the dust. Number 2 also going west, so now he's way behind the competition, but right now it is Danny Frazier who gets home. He gets the next command spears, Cody sitting in 4th place. Raymond Hill has a commanding lead, with Orchester battling with Chris Schneider of the Classic Go-Getters for 2nd place. We passed the 1 minute mark in this race. Let's find out who will get the next command speed buzz. And that next speed buzz will be made by number 8, who is trying desperately to get back in this one ahead of number 7. And right now, numbers 1 and 2 are battling for dear life all the way in the back. These two are really getting left behind on the competition, and number 2 talks for more. That means number 1 will have a little bit of breathing room ahead and back, as the next speed buzz will be made by number 7. And look at that. Number 8 pauses, so number 7 will have weak command on the lead over the 4-7 Chao in the back. Back with fun, Raymond Hill has his race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen, as he quickly makes his way towards the home stretch. And who got the next one? It's number 2, making his second speed buzz of the race. Now battling with number 1 for dear life all the way in the back. And Raymond Hill is almost at the finish line. According to my calculations, as Dan French takes his second speed buzz, Raymond Hill is our winner. He now improves to 7-1 in his 2020 Road to Repeat campaign. 7 out of 8 victories is a good time for Raymond Hill. Let's hope he keeps on next week. And we have just enough time for one more speed buzz on this race, and it will be made by number 8. He leads number 1 in the dust. So Raymond Hill gets another fine victory over the competition. That's right, look forward to next week's race, and we'll have the next design race at the Wee Hill Wilderness. We're hoping that everyone has a great time here in the races at Buffalo. Tell us who we have next, Paul. Race number 4 will feature Tag Team Champion Luke Green, Rusty Williamson, Peter Falls, and one half of the Warriors brothers, it's Eddie Warriors, that is. And let's take a look in the lineup right to left as we get ready for the sound we like to hear. And there it is! They are off and running. And Eddie Warriors is glass. That means Luke Green, Rusty Williamson, and Peter Falls will have control of the opening edge up at the front. We'll soon find out which one of them will pay off in the 80-yard run. Luke Green seems like he's off to a good start ahead of the competition. He is going to eat the food, and it looks like he's dancing to the beat. That means Peter Falls will have command on the lane. He is going to be off and running. That's going to be followed by Rusty Williamson, the on-way policeman, in second place. And it looks like Peter Falls is going to be heading for the water. Rusty Williamson also joining him along with Luke Green. And who got the first speed buzz this time around? It's number 1. That's who. He is trying to leave Eddie Warriors and numbers 2 and 7 in the dust in the back over the bridges. Eddie Warriors is trying his best to battle with number 2 and number 7 as they're getting left behind by number 1 over at the bridges. But number 1 shows no mercy as he takes back-to-back speed buzz to start the race, currently dominating in an easy 5th place of the competition. Peter Falls and Luke Green are battling for the lead up in the front, with number 8 right on his tail dominating over the 4-7 Chao. And now number 7, who really needs some help, takes the next speed buzz, battling with number 1 and Eddie Warriors in the back. Rusty Williamson seems like he also really needs some help from the crowd. And he is going to get some help with his speed buzz. And right now Eddie Warriors is still battling with numbers 1 and number 7 for dear life in the back. They are making their way towards the south front portion, and number 7 pauses. That means he needs a couple of speed buzz if he wants to get back in this one, and this is one of them. That makes his second speed buzz of the race. Peter and Luke are making their way towards the one with number 8 right on the tail. Who is going to prepare when we get to the finish line? We'll soon know. Back to number 7, and now he makes a pass for number 7 for 6th place. And guess who's getting left behind in the competition? It's Eddie Warriors and the Warriors brothers. He is going to be busy climbing up the wall. So let's head over to the policeman, Rusty Williamson. He gets his second speed buzz of the race, currently sitting in 3rd place. And by now, Peter Falls is the first to cross the home stretch. And here comes Luke Green, trying to make one last effort to stay alive in the next command speed buzz. I do believe he might have a chance. He's going to make the pass for Peter Falls. Yep. He's gonna prevail with a comeback victory as everyone says next speed buzz. Luke Green makes a statement over Peter Falls. His comeback paid off at the last minute. He makes past Peter Falls and he gets another fine victory. What an incredible effort by Luke Green. As number 7 will get his 4th speed bus, and number 1 is singing the last place blues all the way back. I can't believe Luke Green used all of his swimming ability with that speed bus to make a comeback. That's why he deserves to win this week, and it's more on something coming up after this. What a deal! Alright, Paul, next race up, please. Race number 5 will feature Dave Miller and the Miller Traders, Zach Orson, last year's runner-up Joe Rafferty, and Thomas Linklater. They just got their advices from the coaches before the race during practice, so let's find out which one of them will pay off for this week's race. And it's back down to the Emerald course once again. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's have a challenge! And Thomas Linklater decided to sleep. So let's watch Dave, Zach, and Joe. These 3 will have control of the opening edge. Joe Rafferty off to an excellent start, ahead of Dave and Zach at the curve moment. Right now, these 3 Chao are going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit, and there goes Joe Rafferty busting down the line. And look at that! He is going to have full control of this match for the moment, because Dave Miller and Zach Orson are both dancing to the beat. And it looks like Joe's going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get his beat bus is Dave Miller of the Miller Traders. And right now, number 8 is going to so he will drop down the last place over at the bridges. Now he has to deal with number 7 and number 1 for dealing all the way in the back. As speed bus number 2 in this race will be made by Zach Orson, making his way towards the end of the hill, and Zach Orson is going to miss. Joe Rafferty was also snoozing for a moment, but now he is catching up to Thomas Linklater. Guess what? Thomas Linklater now has to lead. He was sleeping at the start of the race, but now he has command of the lead heading into the sapphire portion of the Emerald course, as Dave Miller will get his 2nd speed bus of the race. And right now, number 7 and 8, as we pass the 1 minute mark, are battling for DUI all the way in the back. They want to get a hell right away before this race is over, but who really got the next commands? Because it's Zach Orson that makes his 2nd speed bus of the race. Dave and Zach are alternating speed bus right now, for the moment. And right now, Thomas Linklater is trying his best to defend the lead over Joe Rafferty, as number 8 gets a turn out, and Dave Miller was scored rest. So he dropped down the last place of the competition. So he's going to need a couple of speed buses if he wants to get back in this one. And this is one of them. That makes his 1st speed bus of the race. Meanwhile, Joe Rafferty is trying his best to defend the lead over Thomas Linklater as they climb up to the top of the wall. What's going to happen? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to Zach Orson. That makes his 1st speed bus of the race. He is catching up to both Thomas Linklater and Joe Rafferty. The 3 Chao are going to make their way towards the home stretch, and they really mean it. As number 2, wow, the next command, he is trying to lead over the 4-7 Chao in the back. And it looks like Thomas Linklater is going to celebrate the victory after being left behind sleeping at the start. As Dave Miller gets his 4th speed bus, Thomas Linklater holds off Joe Rafferty and Zach Orson by a lot of room to spare. Thomas Linklater gets the job done this week. And right now, number 7 and 8 are getting left behind like always. And this time, Dave Miller goes for consecutive. That makes a total of 5 speed bus for this race for Dave Miller. But it's Thomas Linklater who gets the job done with his victory. That's right, coming out, there's more science for you. But first, have a look at this. Alright, we have one more race to help before we have our halftime break for our fans out there. That's right, and for race number 6, we have the 2018 World Champion Donald Reddings squaring off against Alex Markinson, OJ Upton, and JJ Niemeyer. And this one's going to feature the golden job for this contest. Donald Reddings was impressive with his tag team win last week. Let's find out if he can do it again this week. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race! Alright, the next 4 superstars are off and running. Donald Bennings trying to keep up with his hot streak. He had a solid season so far, winning 6 of his 7 races so far for his 2019 season. The 4 Chao are going to cheat the boundaries to bring down that coconut shaped fruit. And Donald Bennings is going to have command of the lead up in the front. And which path will Donald Bennings take? He is going to take the water path. He's going to be flying down the aisles ahead of the competition. And it's JJ Nehemiah who gets the first speed buzz for this race. He is also heading for the water along with OG Upton. And right now number 1 and 2 are joining along in the water. And number 2 will take speed bus number 2 in this race. And OG Upton and number 8 are going. And so is number 2. Donald Bennings has a commanding lead over JJ Nehemiah. He now heads to the Sapphire portion of the yellow course, as Alex Markinson, who is snoozing all the way in the back, takes the next speed bus for this race, but he's still way behind in the competition. We are approaching the 1 minute mark, and JJ Nehemiah might need all his help from his fans if he wants to catch up to Donald Bennings in a hurry. And who is going to get the next command speeders? It's OJ Upton, or OG Upton for short. And right now, guess who's getting all alone in last place behind the pack? It's Alex Markinson, that's who. He is getting left behind on the crowd in a hurry. He might need some help pretty soon, but the next speed is going to be made by number 1, and OG Upton decided to pause for the moment. Meanwhile, Donald Bennings is making his way towards the top of the wall. There he is, he made it to the top of the wall, and now he'll have tried to defend the lead over JJ Nehemiah. Will he defend the lead to get another easy victory? We'll find out soon enough. Next BS belongs to Alex Markinson. That makes his second BS race, and JJ Nehemiah is bonus. That means OG Upton will have to push the battle with him for 5th place. But it would be a miracle for either one to catch up to Donald Bennings. And hell yeah, a couple golden Chao are going to rest. We have the golden Chao for this race. And this time, Alex Markinson goes for a consecutive battling with number 7 for the right. But Donald Bennings has his face all wrapped up back and in front. Donald Bennings wins this one by a wide distance to spare over JJ Nehemiah, who will come in 2nd place. That's pretty far by number 8 in 3rd place ahead of number 2. As number 1 will get another turn, that makes his 2nd speed bus of the race. And I don't think we'll have time for another speed bus. I do believe that's going to do it. As Alex Markinson and number 7, getting left behind the competition, finish up the race. Yep, this race is over, folks. So Donald Bennings is now at 7 wins and 1 loss after 8 races. That's right, coming up, we'll present the second half of Week X action in Buffalo, but first let's hear a word from this. Welcome back to Chao Racing 2019. We have seen 6 races so far here in Buffalo, New York. Now it's time for the other 6 races. Paul? Alright, for race number 7, we have Iron's Powerhouse Warrior, Steve Wingman, who is 1/2 of the Lucky Irish. He'll be taking on Chris Knuckles, Michael Creighton, and Larry Monroe. Good luck to these 4 superstars, and let's rock this place! Alright, the next 4 superstars are off! Heading into the palm trees, they know that there's one thing that fans and superstars keep in mind. It's a motto of Chao Racing. Anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. Right now, the 4 Chao are going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Larry Monroe is going to have the upper hand. The other 3 Chao are dancing back in the palm trees. How long will Larry Monroe's lead last? We'll find out soon enough, as the first superstar to get speed as the star of the second half is number 7. And right now, number 2 is trying to maintain his ground. He is heading for the 1 in the cup one. Another of the Chao pauses for a moment back in the back over the bridges. And who will get speed bus number 2? It's number 1. And that will catch up a little bit in a hurry. Right now, Chris Knuckles is catching up to Steering Man and Larry Monroe. It's a 3-way battle for the lead for these 3 superstars at the current moment. And who will have the privilege to earn the next speed bus? It's going to be made by Michael Creighton. battling with number 1 for 5th place. And right now, number 8 is getting left behind. So it's number 7 as we pass the 1 minute mark. Who's going to get some help? It's number 7. That makes his second speed bus to the race. Meanwhile, Larry Monroe is trying to hold off Stealing Man, who is catching up to him in a hurry. And down goes Stealing Man from the count. He doesn't want to suffer any bandages if he wants to battle with Larry Monroe. And here comes Kristen Argos for the speed bus, trying to catch up to both Steven and Larry. And right now, number 7 and 8 are both getting left behind in the competition still. Who is going to get some help this time around? It's number 8 who got it this time. And right now, so Steve and Larry are making their way towards the top of the hill. And they're both going west. That means Crispin Argos will have command of the lead up in the front. Steve and Larry will now have to battle with second place along with number 1. Next BS belongs to Michael Creighton. That makes his second speed bus of the race, but he might need a lot of help if he wants to make the miracle comeback in a hurry. I don't think that's going to happen. Crispin Argos now has the privilege to defend the lead over Larry Monroe and Steve Wigman after they both go to rest, as number 7 will get a first speed bus on its face. And it looks like Larry Monroe is right on his tail, but I do believe Crispin Argos is going to hold off him and Steve Wigman towards the finish line. He is going to get to the goal first. Crispin Argos holds on Larry Monroe and Steve Wigman for a victory. As the last speed bus of this race will by Michael Creighton, making his first speed bus of the race. So Crispin Argos now has 5 wins with this week's victory. That's why he's doing a pretty good job keeping on the pace, and we'll have an outside race after this, so stay tuned. Alright, Paul, let's separate out race number 8. Alright, race number 8 will feature Hal Miller of the Miller Traders, Andrew Wilson, Corey Sanchester, and Owen Williams. Howard and Andrew are still searching for the first win of the season, while Owen Williams looks to keep up with his early game in the early run as he tries to make it a solid season. Remember, Wilson who will get that chance in the early run. Please start the race. Alright, so who's going to come up on top in this one? We'll find out soon enough. The fans in the stands are cheering on fans superstars as they make their way towards the palm trees. That will be their cue to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And there goes Owen Williams over the Williams brothers. He is going to have command of the lead up in the front. And who got the only toss this time around? It's number 2, that's who. And number 7 is Goldwest. And right now, number 8 is dancing to the beat. So he is all alone in last place. As BS number 2 of this race will be made by number 7, who also really needs some catching up to do. Right now, it is Owen Williams who is leading, heading into the top of the hill. Let's find out who will get the next command BS. And that next BS will be made by Howard Miller, one half of the Miller Traders. But I highly doubt he'll get any wins for the entire season this year. And right now, poor number 8 is left behind in the competition all the way in the back. As he will get some help, he gets the next command, yes, but I think he needs a lot more help than that. We have passed the 1 minute mark, and Owen Williams of the Williams Brothers has a commanding lead over Andrew Wilson. He is safely in the lead heading into the wall during the sapphire portion of the other course. And who got the next command speed bus? It's number 7. That makes his second speed bus of the race, but he's still way behind in the competition. Right now, though, it is number 8, who's the real deal, who is way behind in the competition. All the way in the back of the pack. He's going to need a couple of speed buses if he wants to get back in this one for sure this time. And this is one of them. That makes his second speed bus of the race. And by now, Andrew Wilson is climbing up the wall, trying to catch up to Owen Williams. And Owen Williams is trying to get some attention here over at the waterfall. And now Andrew Wilson's going, but not for long. He takes the next command, yes. Now having the privilege to battle with Owen Williams for the lead up in the front. Owen and Andrew are making their way towards the home stretch, the ruby portion of the Gamer course, and it looks like Owen Warriors might have a little bit of advantage over Andrew Wilson. Yeah, as ChaoEmperor takes his second speed bus of the race, Owen Warriors has the race all wrapped up, and Wilson will not be able to earn an upset victory this season or this week. Owen Warriors with the voice box does it again. He improves to 5-3 in his debut season. As number 1 gets another turn, and right now number 7 and number 8 are getting left behind in the competition all the way in the back. And that's going to do it. So, Owen Warriors tallies up another easy victory. That's right, he gets the job done. There's more time coming up. Do not go away. Alright, welcome back to our show. Coming up later on, Casey Richardson is going for his third and final Superstar League and will try to improve to 8-0 in his impressive season in the main event. But now it's time for race number 9. And who do we have again, Paul? Race number 9 will feature the son of the License and Drive, Hean Jr., taking on Ricky Nelson from the Go-Getters 2.0, the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller, and Charlie Freighton. Let's set that back to the Emerald course as we take a look at the lineup for this next race. Who is going to be one step closer to all the fame and fortune towards the championship? There's only one way to find out. Let's have a challenge! Alright, the next 4 superstars are making their way towards the palm trees. That'll be their cue to bring down that coconut shaped fruit once again to the palm trees. And it looks like Ricky Nelson decided to pause and stop for a moment, trying to figure out a strategy going on in area 1. Yellow free Chao are shaking the palm trees, and now they're going to eat the fruit. And there goes Aaron Miller. He is going to have come in on the way up in the front. Out here, Jr. right on his tail in second place. As number 7 wins the only toss for this race, he reached Charlie Freighton and Ricky Nelson in the dust, battling for D1. Now Ricky Nelson and Charlie Freighton trying to catch him Harry, and it looks like Charlie Freighton's going to be heading for the water. Ricky Nelson also heading for the water, and one of the silver chairs going to rest. As the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller takes speed bus number 2 in this race, and you guessed it, Ricky Nelson prevails with the shortcut. After being left behind, pausing from 1, he now has command on the lead. As number 2, well, the next command SPS, and right now number 1, Taunts. So now he'll drop down a couple places, and I think number 7 is going to rest. So he will join number 1 for D-Life all the way back. We are passing the 1 minute mark in this race. As we head back into number 2, and now he's trying to dominate over the 4th Chao easily. And right now Ricky Nelson has a commanding lead. Meanwhile, Avhian Jr. is battling with the Steel Curtain Armor for 2nd place at the current moment. And who will get the next command speeders? It's number 1, Natsu, trying desperately to get back in this one. Ricky Nelson has a huge lead heading into the top of the wall. I believe Ricky Nelson is going to get another easy victory over the competition. No doubt about it this week. Back to number 1, and now he's starting to lead number 7, 8 in the dust. That makes 2 in a row by 2 in a row for number 2 and number 1 respectively. And number 7 pauses for him. So he'll drop down to last place over the competition. As Charlie Freighton will get the next command. We are trying to make a comeback here. But Ricky Nelson has this race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Miller and Albion Journey won't have enough. This is to catch up to him in time. Ricky Nelson wins this one. As number 8 will have the next command field, leading number 7 in the dust. Ricky Nelson now improves to 6-2 after 8 races. As right now, number 8 and number 1 are both going to rest. That means number 7 will have a little bit of catching to do. As number 1 will get another turn, making his first speed bus of the race. As the last finishers make their way towards the finish line. There it is. So Ricky Nelson now has 6 wins of his 8 wins so far. That's right, he is 6-2 with that win tonight. And there's more than coming up. Do not go away. Okay, we still have 2 more races to get through before we get to our main event this week. That's right, this is the first event. Rusty Jackington from the Go-Getters 2.0 squad will be taking on Ryan Christian, Connor John Howard, and Marvin Sanderson from the 2017 senior class rookies for race number 10. Let's find out who will prevail in the only one for this race. Good luck to those players and please start the race. Alright, there goes Connor John Howard. He is going to lead over the 4 competitors at the moment. The 4 Chao are going to make their way towards the palm trees. And they are going to bring down that coconut shaped fruit from the top. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And it looks like Marvin Sanderson is going to have the upper hand unexpectedly because the other 3 Chao are dancing to the beat. As number 8 wins the wing toss this time around, but he was busy eating the fruit all the way in the back. Right now, number 7 up in the front is taking the water, and it looks like Ryan Christian and Rusty Jackington are going to join him over at the water. As Connor John Howard takes BUS number 2 in his race, he is currently battling with Marvin Sanderson over at the bridges. Poor number 8 Speedbuzz was a waste because he was busy eating the fruit. So now he's going to need a couple of Speedbuzz if he wants to get back in this one. And this is the first of them. That technically makes his second Speedbuzz of the race. I believe he's going to get some more help. Right now, Connor John Howard is battling with Ryan Christian for an easy lead over the competition as we pass the 1 minute mark in this race. As we head back into number 8, who still really needs help all the way in the back. And right now, Marvin Sanderson looks like he also really needs help. He had the upper hand early on, but now he needs a miracle if he wants to get back in this one for sure. Who got the next command Speedbuzz? It is going to be Rusty Jackington from the Go-Getters 2.0 squad. And look at that. Ryan Christian is going to rest. That means Rusty Jackington will have the privilege to battle with Connor John Howard up in the front. As number 7, who leads over the 4-7 Chao in the middle of the pack, takes the next command Speedbuzz. Poor number 8 is still way behind the competition. Looks like number 2 also really needs help from the crowd. But that next Speedbuzz was made by Rusty Jackington. That makes his second Speedbuzz of the race. He is catching up to Ryan Christian along with Connor John Howard. These 3 Chao are going to make their way towards the wall stretch. We'll soon know who's going to prevail in the only one. Next Speedbuzz belongs to number 7, making his second Speedbuzz race. Still doing a pretty good job leading over the 4-7 Chao. And it looks like Connor John Howard is going to celebrate. Ryan Christian and Rusty Jackington won't have enough distance to catch up to Connor in time. And number 8 will be 4 Speedbuzz, but that was too late. Connor John Howard holds off Ryan Christian and Rusty Jackington for the victory. So now he is at 4-4. He is at the 500 mark this week with a victory. As number 8, whose last Speedbuzz was wasted, is better the closest for now with back-to-back Speedbuzz. That technically brings a total of 5 Speedbuzz for his face, and Connor John Howard can celebrate with his fans. That's right, back in a bit, do not go away. And now, one more race before we head on our main event for the week. That's right, the race that will proceed our main event for week 8 will feature Joshua Salmore, Glenn Murray, Eric Crosby, the Sheriff Outlaw, and the great Louis Charleston. We wish these Chao all the best, and let's rock this place! Alright, so before we head on our main event for our fans in Buffalo, New York, we have this race to cover with. And right now, these 4 Chao are electrifying and energetic to get wins on the board this season so that they can qualify for the playoffs at the end of the year. And right now, it is the great Louis Charleston who's going to have command lead. Eric Crosby and Joshua Selma will be battling for second place at the current moment. And who will get the first Speedbuzz at his face? It's number 1, not 2. Trying to catch up a little bit that time. And right now, number 2 was Squares. So now he's going to be left behind in the competition for a while. but he is suspended to take the water, trying to maintain some ground in the only one, as Gamecube takes speed bus number 2 in his face, and look who took a shortcut. It's the great Lewis Charleston, a great shortcut strategy by Lewis himself. Now he has a commanding lead over the competition thanks to his shortcut. As number 2, well, the next command PS, he leaves number 7 in the dust for the moment. Eric Crosby is sitting in second place with Joshua Samuel not too far behind in third, and we have passed 1 minute for this race, as number 7, who is fighting with number 2 and number 1 for D-Life, takes the next command PS. Meanwhile, the great Lewis Charleston is climbing up the wall. He is making his way towards the top of the wall, and now he is going to make his way past the waterfall into the home stretch. He is going to win this one for sure this week. Next PS belongs to number 2. That makes his second speed buzz of the race. And right now, Gamecube is getting left behind in the competition. And right now, number 8 pauses for 1. So he will join Gamecube for D-Life. As number 2, who taunts from 1 as well, gets back-to-back speed buzz, and down goes 1 and 0 Chao for the count. Lewis Charleston has his face all up the list, jumping back and in front. Lewis Charleston is going to get another easy victory this week. He is going to prove to 5-3 with a win. As Joshua Samuel takes the next PS, towering one up for the great Lewis Charleston. That was a pure example of dominating effort over Eric Crosby in the Cup 1, and thus he gets the job done this week. He now has 5 wins up on his sleeve after 8 races. And who will get the next one? It's Gamecube. That makes his second speed buzz of the race, but there's always the rest of the season for Gamecube. And right now, numbers 2 and 8 are getting left behind from number 1. One of them has to get speed buzz before the race is over, and it will be number 2 who will get that chance. That brings a total of 4 speed buzz from this race. It will lead us to the main event in the next segment. Alright, so Lewis Charleston won this race. That's right. Now let's find out if Casey Richardson will go 8-0 and is found in the final Superstar week. The answer is to come right after we present this short break. Alright, audience, what time is it? It's main event time! You said it, audience, and Paul, I'm going to ask you, who do we have for our main event? Well, Brandon, our main event will feature Casey Richardson taking on Biff Dayson, Garrett Dayton, and Jimmy Wells. And this week's main event is presented by ShopRite, where it's always fresh and always for less when you visit each and every visit with ShopRite, where quality comes first. Casey Richardson is currently at 7-0 heading into this week's race. Will he complete the Superstar Week Honors Trilogy tonight? We're about to find out right now. Best luck to these 4 players, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, so Casey Richardson is going for 8-0 in his impressive 2019 debut season this year. And right now, the 4 Chao are going to make their way towards the palm trees. They are going to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit from the top of the palm trees. Here they are. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And there they go, busting down the line. Garrett Dayton currently leading over Casey Richardson by about a foot or so. Who is going to prevail in the main event? We'll find out soon enough. As the first superstar to get speed buzz in this week's main event is Biff Dayson. And right now, Garrett Dayton is heading for the water. That should get a little bit of ground, the only one. And I'm surprised that Casey Richardson has actually took the bridges. Fans were surprised too. But anyway, Jimmy Wells runs speed buzz number 2, catching up to Biff Dayson and Casey Richardson over at the bridges. And right now, numbers 1 and 7 are battling for D-Life all the way in the back. As the next speed buzz win made by Vince Dayson. He was one half of the 2018 Tag Team Champions when they beat out Dawn Wings and Luke Green. And right now, Garrett Dayton is taking it now. That means Casey Richardson and Jimmy Wells were on the push to catch up to Garrett Dayton a little bit, and we have passed the 1 minute mark. And who will get the next command speed buzz? It's Jimmy Wells. That makes his second speed buzz of the race. And right now, numbers 1 and 7 are still way behind all the way in the back. One of them has to get a speed buzz, and I mean right now if they want to get back in this one. But that next speed buzz win made by Vince Dayson. That makes his second speed buzz of the race. Cody Bowling with number 8 for 4th place. Meanwhile, the Gangnam Style Master Garrett Dayton is trying his best to defend the lead over Jimmy Wells and Casey Richardson. Casey better hurry up if he wants to stay undefeated for the entire season. Will he make the impossible? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 7. We're still battling with number 1 for D-Life all the way back. The free Chao making the way towards Tom Long, and Jimmy Wells is Juarez. And so is Casey Richardson. That means Garrett Dayton will have a little bit of breathing room ahead of the competition. As Pitts Dayton gets another turn, that makes his fastest speed buzz of the race. Garrett Dayton is at the home stretch with a little room to run more ahead of Jimmy Wells and Pitts Dayton. I do believe he is going to end Casey Richardson's streak with 7 wins in a row tonight. Yep. As no one takes the next few months, Garrett Dayton's going to end Casey Richardson's undefeated run this week. He's going to be the new superstar week here in Buffalo, New York. The Donald Star Master Garrett Dayton wins Week 8's main event, presented by Chao. And those poor fans of Casey were disappointed with their loss. But it's always next time for Casey, as number 8 will close on SBS for this week's action. Alright, got fans of the Donald Star Master? You can celebrate. You can do the Donald Star. That's right, I'm doing it too. We'll be right back across on the show after this. What a deal! Well, Paul, as Week 8's action comes to a close, I do believe it's time to crown some more spots for the annual tournament champions in Ecuador this month. And right there is the results on your screen. For the month of April, Peter Hilton will represent Australia, Javon Stone will represent Iraq, Fanak Welton will represent Pakistan, and yes, the fan favorite Andre Reynoso returns for Sweden. So, on behalf of everyone here on Chinese in the USA, we congratulate these 4 nations and their respective participants for going to the tournament champions in Ecuador at the end of the year. We hope for the very best this year in the tournament champions. Alright, that being said, that's all the time we have for Week 8's action here in Buffalo, New York. Thank you to everyone participating in this week's races, and we hope to see you again soon. This is Brad Chang signing off, and we'll be right back next week for more exciting action. Until then, keep on smiling, and so long, everybody! This is Paul Zangamore signing off. Join us again for more exciting action here on Chao 2019. See you next week!